Former United States President Donald Trump says Europe is getting away with murder for not sending more aid to Ukraine. He suggested nations must be laughing all the way to the bank because they have avoided sending too much cash and military aid to Ukraine during its war with Vladimir Putin's Russia. Trump claims the U.S. has instead been burdened with looking out for Ukraine. Even though, he says, it is less at risk of any assaults from the Kremlin due to the ocean. Speaking to Fox News host Maria Bartiromo, Trump said he would make sure Europe was pulling its weight if he was still in charge of the global superpower. On the Sunday Morning Futures, Bartiromo asked, "Would you stop the money to Ukraine at this point?" Trump replied, "I'd get the war settled." Should he become president again in 2024, Trump says making sure Europe provides more funding to support Ukraine would be high on his agenda. He says this would mean the U.S. does not need to shoulder the cost. He continued, "The money is number one. I'd tell Europe, you're about $100 billion plus short. Okay, you gotta pay, because Europe is smiling all the way to the bank." Europe is doing very little compared to the United States and it affects them more. Look, no matter how you look at it, they're right there. We're an ocean apart. Why are we at $150 billion and they're at $20 billion, the former president questioned. Trump says the response from Europe is not for lack of resource. He claims when European countries pitch in together, their economic power matches up with the U.S. He added, "They should be at the same number that we're at, if not more. And they get away with murder." The businessman was speaking as part of a pre-recorded series of interviews on Fox. It came after President Joe Biden visited Europe earlier this month. There he discussed the topic of Ukraine and pledged to send controversial cluster munitions to the nation. During the NATO discussions, the group stopped short of allowing Ukraine to join. Discussing the organization, he said, "You know what I did with NATO. They weren't paying and I made them pay. And took them hundreds of billions of dollars. I said, if you don't pay, we're not going to protect you." Many from Trump's Republican Party have criticized Biden for sending too much aid, both financial and arms, to Ukraine in the war with Russia.